Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Please go and hit the subscribe button. Leave me some comments, hit the like button if you like the video, and if you don't like the video, when you hit the dislike button, leave me a comment as well. Tell me what you didn't like. It really helps me out to keep things going right on this channel. So, still going back through some of the cards that Daybreak Games have kindly added to MTGO. Thank you. And this is another one of the ones that I've been waiting for it to come out, and it's a little bit different, and it is Elenda and Azor, and it's 3 white, blue and black for a 6/6 Vampire Knight Sphinx, which is different. Has flying and has war too, which is nice, so you've got automatic protection built in with Elenda and Azor. And when E&A attacks, you may pay X white, blue and black, and if you do, you draw X cards. Great, love that plan, that's good, nice way of getting some card draw going. And at the beginning of your end step, of each end step, you may pay 4 life. If you do, create a number of 1/1 black Vampire Knight creature tokens with life equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. That's nice. It's an interesting combination of getting the vampires that Elenda has traditionally produced and getting the cards that Azor has traditionally given you when you've attacked as well. So I was quite intrigued by this one. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to say this is the greatest build, but this is where I've gone with it today. So, as usual, for one of my deck techs, start with the basic lands, all the lands we've got in play, all the blue, black and white lands you can think of. We have got Field of the Dead and Fabled Passage in here, just to be clear. I've also gone with Exotic Orchard. Because Elenda and Azor is a 3-colour deck, the chances are you're going to be playing someone who's got at least one of your colours, so it will help out. I've also, because of the casting costs and the activated ability of Elenda and Azor, I've gone kind of heavy with the lands. I've gone with 38 lands plus a load of extra stuff. So the extra stuff is Mox Talisman, Soul Talisman, Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, one of each of the talismans plus Thought Vessel. So you can really get that early game ramp going on. But what we've got to be thinking about with Elenda and Azor, from my point of view, is that you want to be drawing cards, fine, but you also want to make sure you're maintaining your life total, because there is the possibility that in your opponent's turn you'll draw cards, and then you'll get to the end of their end step and go, "Do you want to pay 4 life?" Now, the first turn this comes around, that's 16 life before it gets to your turn again, which is quite a lot in a white, blue, and black deck. Obviously, you don't have to pay it. It's a May effect. If you haven't drawn anything, fine. You just ignore it, don't get it. But at the end of the day, you do want to start getting the Vampire Knights out if you can. Now, I could have very easily have gone down a tribal knight route with this deck. And to be fair, it's something I'm thinking about at the moment. And this may be a second take on this deck. But this one is really about life gain and getting the draw on the go. So that's what I've decided to go with. So, to help with the life gain, we've got Soul Warden, Soul Attendant. That seems good because, if we're going to put all these vampires into play, we pay 4 life. We can get 4, we get neutral. 5, we get head. 6, we get head, so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll get there. Bit of card draw. So we've got Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordained, Serum Visions in the deck. Obviously, Brainstorm's nice because you can do it at the end of someone else's turn because it's instant. But the other thing else is sorcery, so we'll just deal with it and go with it that way. But we have also got Sensei's Divining Top, which if you do need that blocker and you need one more blocker to get through to win the game on your next turn, gives you a nice easy way of cheating an instant card draw, in their second main phase, so you can do it that way. So bear that in mind. We've chucked in, I've got Wizard class in, and somewhere there's Reliquary Tower as well, just so we've got no maximum hand size along with Thought Vessel to help us out there as well. Hopefully we can ramp this up to the level 3 fairly quickly, so when we are drawing these cards we get to chuck some +1/+1 counters around on the lower ended creatures. I mean, we've only got 23 creatures in this deck, so we've got to be a bit careful looking after our creatures. To help with the life gain side, we've still got Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, in here. Another way of getting, whenever a creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain a life, so it helps build it up. Cyclonic Rift, it's a blue deck, expect to see it now. Then we've got some more card draw. So we've got Deliberate, which is instant card draw. Same principle as what we're doing with Brainstorm, sort of. Flibble Thrip, when it becomes the target of a spell, shuffle it into its owner's library. And, if it enters your library or cast from your library, draw 2 cards. But we're only ever going to draw 1. But it's an extra card, so it's always good. Because I'm going down such a heavy card draw route. Ominous Sea seemed like an easy inclusion, hence why it's here. See Beyond, get to draw a couple of cards and then shuffle a card from our hand into our library. Counterspell and Mana Drain, so we have a little bit of control in the deck. And then Cami of the Crescent Moon. Yeah, might as well try and make friends with people, let everyone draw extra cards, and hope you still get the extra card when it gets back to your turn. Corpse Knight and Cruel Celebrant have a very similar ability in the fact that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under control, each opponent loses 1 life in the case of Corpse Knight, and with Cruel Celebrant we gain 1 and lose, everyone loses 1. So, you know, they work the same way, along with Elias is also here. It should give us, I think it will give us enough life gain that we haven't got to worry about paying the 4 life every so often for Elenda and Azor to get those nice little vampire tokens coming through. If you think I've gone too heavy with the Signets and the Talisman and Thought Vessel, you could probably drop the Thought Vessel and put in Swiftfoot Boots, just so you got some protection from Elenda, but I think the Wall 2 takes care of it, hence why they're not here. Lauren of the Third Path is going to turn up in all my white decks going forward. Just the ability to blow something up and then draw some cards is nice. Teferi's Protection, why would you not have it in a blue-white deck or black? Dictator Crucifix is something I'll play at the end step of the turn before me, just so I get the benefit of the extra card first. It's a little bit tricky with the 2 blue mana in the casting cost, but you know, it's the way it goes. Jace, Party Jace is here. Everyone loves Party Jace. And Eliara, First of Lockthane. I didn't have this in the original build when I first built the deck. Then I reread this and realised that the vampires that Elenda and Azor produce are black creatures. So this is just a really, really, really easy include at this stage. Hence why it's here. I've also got Varric, the Warp Sengir, in here. Whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, if life was paid to activate it, you may pay that much life again. So we could be playing, if I've got it right, we can pay, I think this is right, I may have this wrong, I haven't play tested this yet, but you know, it was suggested to me by someone else. I think I'm correct in saying if I pay 8 life I get 2 lots of the vampires tokens. I may be wrong, but we'll have to see. Obviously 8 life is a lot, but if we've got, you know, some of these things in play, it's not the end of the world paying 8 life. Amanatu, the Fate Shifter. I don't think Amanatu sees enough play, to be honest. I enjoy playing this card, and you know, they draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of your library. Hide something away you need to keep, or you know, get rid of something. Yes, you'll draw it next turn, but you know, you can do the +1 again, put it back on top. Doesn't matter. Raffine, Scheming Seer, another one with Ward, and whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So, yep, a bit more card draw for us. So we do draw the cards, which means we get the triggers here. And Horn of Greed. Yes, it helps out everybody, but hey, you know, you want to be a little bit friendly till you're ready to take over the game. I went with Moondrak, Glory of Dominus over Anointed Procession, because why not, really? I don't know. It's one or the other. You can either play Moondrak, you play Anointed Procession. I want an extra creature, so I went with Moondrak. Does the same thing, and the best side of Moondrak is you can make it indestructible by sacking a couple of other artifacts or creatures that you don't need, so that's it. Teferi's Aegis Insight to make sure we do get draws and get extra draws as we go through the game. Damnation to control the board, along with Farewell over here. Ojatai's Command, I'm trying out. I haven't played it for a while. I don't know if it's any good in Command or not. But, you know, it gave me 4 life, so it nullifies this, which is nice. And it gets me a card draw if I need it. So, yeah, maybe. Don't know. See how it goes. Obviously, because we're playing Elenda and Azor, I had to play the original Elenda. That makes more sense to me. And then Quizzy, Augur of Agonies. Now, I built a whole deck around this a while back, which I really enjoy playing. The only downside to this is its target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, so you are going to pick on someone, which can make you a target in response. But if you pick on the person with the highest life total that isn't you, they shouldn't have such a high life total. Another new one, the new Jinga Taxus from Archer of the Machine is here. Again, it's got Ward 2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with a mana value of 3 or greater, draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you have 7 or more cards in hand to transform it into the Great Synthesis, which is going to give people nightmares. With the amount of card draw we have in this deck and the ways we've got drawing cards, we shouldn't have any problems having 7 cards or 8 cards in our hand. Sorry, 7 or more cards in our hand at all times to make sure we can trigger this. Kariv the Unredeemed, and I bought Regina as well. Bought the partner pairing. I just want some more creatures. These look quite good, so they came in. Kariv has the ability to draw in the cards for us, which is nice. You know, draws X cards, gains X life, put X +1/+1s on Kariv. And Regina also has, you know, at the beginning of each end step, if your team gained life this turn, create 2 1/1 white warrior creature tokens. I've got no issues with either of these 2 cards in this deck. I think they work very well. Massacre Girl, just to give us another way of controlling the board. The great thing is she comes into play and she doesn't get all her own -1/-1 effects, so that works. And then we've brought in Elminster from the Forgotten Realms, purely because it makes, if we scry, it makes our instants and sorceries cheaper. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's another way of drawing cards. And we can exile the top cards we want to get a whole load of fairy dragon tokens if we need a whole load of blockers. You know, works very nicely with Moondrak if we need those blockers. So, yeah. It's a blue-white deck, well, blue-white-black deck, so Teferi's here, we might as well get this in as well to untap the land. And another invasion. Invasion of Tolvad. I quite like this. End of the battlefield, return target non-battle permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's nice. So if something's been destroyed, you can bring it back. And then if we can transform it, which we should be able to do, I think, fairly straightforwardly. Creature tokens you control get +1/+0 and have lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Yeah, seems like a reasonable invasion to have in this deck, hence why it's here. Yeah, it's not quite good as the invasion of Innistrad, which I just realised I've missed, but you know, this gives us -13/-13 if we can get it flipped. Couple of black zombie tokens, and exile a card from a graveyard, and if it was a creature card, get a zombie. Yeah, sorry, missed invasion of Innistrad, my bad, but I think it's just as good. I think they're on comparable for this deck. Hitagitsu and Carry, obviously I did a deck tech on this itself a while back, but it seems to make sense having it here as well for the extra card draw we provide, and you know, maybe some damage. And Amoret's Archive, let's double the life we're gaining and double the draws we're gaining. You know, draw 2 cards instead. It's not doubling, but you know, twice so much life is doubling. So hopefully this will come into play and hang around and be good. Regina and Farewell I've mentioned. I'm playing a card draw deck. Of course, Consecrate Sphinx in here. Obviously, if you get this in play, where the land are in play, you can pay the 4 life each turn. You always get 2 vampires. If you've got something else in play, you know, like Teferi's Ageless Insight, you'll be drawing 4 cards, and that makes it worthwhile paying the 4 then. But yeah, it made sense to have it in here. And obviously, you know, it's Elenda and Azor, so it made sense to have the original Azor in the deck as well, just so we can do each opponent can't cast instants and sorceries spells during that player's next turn, which is nice, so they can't wrath the board for a while. And then whenever you can attack, you can gain the life, draw the X cards, get a whole load of vampires. It's all good. Emergency powers, just to shuffle everything back in. I was umming and ahhing over this, but I decided to go with this instead of my usual Elixir of Immortality, hence why this is here. Treasure Cruise, yeah, there's going to be things we can delve away out of our graveyard. Ancient Silver Dragon, yep, we need to draw the cards. Another way to make sure we've got no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, you know, and maybe drawing potentially like 10 cards. Yep, okay, I'll pay the 4 mana to have these guys. Thank you. Magic Mirror, quite a few instances of sorceries in the deck. No maximum hand size, gives another way to draw extra cards. Love it. And then finally, Commit to Memory. Bounce something that's annoying us, and then shuffle everything from our graveyard back into our library, draw a whole new hand of 7 cards, and upset everyone again. I think that's where we got to. Yeah, it was. So that's it. That is my take on Elenda and Azor. Is it the right way to build it? Maybe. I think for what I'm trying to do, yes, it works really well. There is the very strong possibility you can do this as a Knight Commander for the time being, and it's something I'm looking into at the moment, so it may be a video coming up shortly. Maybe not this week, maybe next week. And I'll just say, you know, if you see the video appear, you'll see Elenda and Azor, and it'll say Knights on it some way, so yeah, bear that in mind. But I think this is the right way to go with this for now. But that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really hope you've hit the sub button. If you can leave me a comment, let me know what I can make it better with. You know, anything else you think I've missed out, leave me a comment down below. Luckily, yes, I'd like more subscribers, but at the moment, I can still respond to most of the comments that come up on YouTube. So, leave me a comment. You'll get a response when I see it. I promise. That's it for now. Anyway, take care and come and see me in the next video. See you soon. Bye.